following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League.
Last week, the Carolina Panthers grabbed their second preseason win thanks to some blocking thunder, followed by a sudden bolt of lightning.
McCaffrey busting through at the 30, 35, 40. Quick race down the right side. Here he goes at the 50, 40 to the Miami 30. They can't get him. Touchdown, Christian McCaffrey.
They can't get him. They can't get him. You're right. They can't get him.
Tonight, the starters will look to build on that momentum as the reigning AFC Kings visit the Queen City. Carolina Panther football starts now on the Panthers Television Network. There's a different feeling in the southern night air. Lower humidity, fall-like, as if the coming season is foretelling its arrival. The Panther icons are ready. Carolina Panther fans are ready, but there is work to be done. Preseason football game number 3, the New England Patriots at the Carolina Panthers. I'm Mick Mixon. Welcome. We're excited to have you with us. So what do the world's greatest martial artists and the Carolina Panthers' new offensive coordinator have in common? Well, plenty, as it turns out. Bruce Lee famously said, use only that which works. Adapt. Don't get set into one form. Be like water. Water can flow. Water can crash. Well, that philosophy is exactly how Norv Turner got his black belt in offensive football. Tonight, Norv Turner matches wits with another wise thinker, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots. Mike Rucker working with me on the broadcast. Ruck, why is tonight very important for both clubs?
Well, it's very important because this is their last dress rehearsal, usually in the third preseason game. So you need to get all the kinks out. You want to feel good. So when Dallas comes in here the first week in week 1, you want to be ready.
All right, Christian McCaffrey's been great so far, but what things will be different for him now in year 2 as a pro?
Well, I want to see him continue to learn the offense, learn what he can do on the field. We know that he's got soft hands. He caught 80 balls last year, so we know he can catch the ball. What really impressed me, especially last week, was his ability to run inside the tackles, and he had a 71-yard run last week that was very impressive. So look for him to continue to build his confidence there.
So on defense, Luke Kuechly still working on his game. In what areas, Ruck?
Well, Luke Kuechly is one of the best linebackers that's played the game, and he's very good in coverage, especially against the tight end. New England's got very good tight ends. They use them a lot, so look for Luke Kuechly to continue to work those tight ends tonight.
Well, they're in town, the rock star New England Patriots, ready to test themselves against the Carolina Panthers. Stay tuned. We'll get this kicked off when we come back next on Panthers Television. Degrees, 35% humidity, perfect night for football. Let's go down to Kevin Donnelly in our Gatorade Heard Around the Cooler report and an update on the Panthers reshuffling of the O-line deck. KD.
Yeah, thank you, Mick. Listen, starting left tackle, Matt Khalil is scoped earlier this week on Monday. That means the starting offensive line for the Carolina Panthers is down by 3 men. This group is going to have to pull together, find a way to get better, and why they're going to do that, move right tackle Taylor Moton to left tackle in place of Khalil. Since the group is in flux, Trey Turner, they're really counting on the Pro Bowl right guard to add stability and leadership to this group. Guys, back to you.
So, Mike, you played in the D-line. When you move even over just one spot, you got a different voice perhaps in your ear. Does that affect your job and your chemistry?
It is. It's going to affect the whole offensive line as a whole, whether it's Ryan Khalil talking to the left guard or even Trey Turner now talking to a right tackle where he started getting used to Taylor Moton. So everybody's going to have to gel and find a way to win tonight.
Gostkowski, the veteran, 13th year out of Memphis, his approach. He thumps it. And preseason game number 3 is underway. Returnable Samuel keeps his balance and fights to the 20. Keys of the game brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery. The new Panther scratch-off ticket now on sale, $200,000 top prize. What are you looking at, partner?
Well, we just talked about the offensive line. Next man up. Somebody goes down. This is an opportunity for somebody to step up and make a name for themselves. On defense, make the Patriots one-dimensional. This team is really strong when they can run and pass the ball. Take one of their weapons away. That way you give yourself a chance.
Patriots haven't defended that well in the last decade. 29th in the NFL last year. Cam Newton would love to go to work against this Pats defense. Two tight ends in the game. Ian Thomas, the motion man. McCaffrey. Decent push by that O-line for 6. Danny Shelton made the stop. McCaffrey joined by Armah, Torrey Smith, Funchess, the veteran Olsen, although O-coordinator Norv Turner likes two tight ends in the game. The reshuffled O-line that Kevin Donnelly spoke of, Jeremiah Searles, familiar with Norv Turner and vice versa from their time together in Minnesota. Favorable down and distance. Patriots wadded up defensively. Contact and no flags. Torrey Smith targeted. Good play call against that defense. It just didn't work out.
Now you get man-on-man coverage, and Coach Norv Turner talked about the deep ball and the receivers. Just a little bit to the outside, but only Torrey could be the one to catch that.
Might have had it, kind of used the arm bar a little. Veteran move. So 3rd down and 4. Newton to the gun. Panthers go 2 by 2 and a blitz on. 1st down and more. Jerry is right on a good throw from QB1.
One of the things that they wanted Cam Newton to do is to get the ball out fast into his playmaker's hands. A nice little combo route right there. See right to the flat, catches, turns upfield for the 1st down.
Olsen setting the screen for him. And Wright rubbed off of it nicely to the outside. McCaffrey trying to angle left, got stoned by Shelton. McCaffrey can do a little bit of everything, including run between the tackles.
Yeah, he's like a Swiss Army knife. I mean, whatever you ask him to do, he can do it, whether it's catch the ball, run outside the tackles, or run inside the tackles.
Got 2 after the 11-yard throw and catch. Wider splits. Funchess with a flag down in the offensive backfield.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Now that negates a chunk play. The veteran Ryan Khalil.
You see the center Ryan Khalil right there. I mean, yeah, that left hand kind of gets on that face mask, and they're going to call that. Now, if he tries to redirection his hands and remove his hands, maybe he is able to get that call, but that left hand stays on the face mask. That makes it an easy call.
That was expensive. It erased a 22-yard play, and then you go back 10 yards from the previous spot.
Yeah, that really hurts, and it takes some momentum away.
2nd down, 18. Pats with a 4-man pressure. Twiston on, picked up, screen left side. McCaffrey with some blockers. Gets the penalty yardage back +1. So there's Moton dealing with injuries clustered at one position group.
Yeah, and especially when you talk about the injuries being on the edge with your tackles, those are sometimes hard to replace. Sometimes inside the guards, you can cover them up, but when you've got right and your left tackle gone, it can make it difficult to run your offense.
Pensive look on Ron Rivera's face. 3rd and 9 for Carolina, no score. Newton flushed on the run. 1st down, but lost the ball. Patriots fall on it at the 48. But then they might have lost it That was an odd change of possession late. Break it down for us, Ruck.
Well, good protection. Cam does a great job of buying himself time. I think this is a great opportunity for him to run. You do hold your breath when he dives like that. And it looks like he hits his neck. Everybody held their breath, and you could hear it in the stadium. The ball's loose, but they get it back.
So could that have been ruled not a fumble? Patriots had 3 white jerseys around the ball. McCaffrey snuck in there and recovered it. That was a fumble. And somehow Carolina got it back. Heineke warming up on the boundary. Newton shaken up. Back with more Panther football in just a second from Uptown Charlotte. Nervous moments at Bank of America Stadium. Inside that tent is Carolina Panther quarterback Cam Newton. Here's how he got in there. Landing awkwardly, fumbled it, and somehow Christian McCaffrey recovers for Carolina, but Newton landed hard. Taylor Heineke in. McCaffrey breaking tackle. A robust 18-yard run left side.
When you get a new quarterback inside, you want to bring down the temperature in the stadium, give it to McCaffrey. Again, goes inside the tackles and busts out to the outside.
And bad news on the already depleted O-line front. Jeremiah Searles, 5th-year player out of Nebraska.
And this is probably the last thing that you want to see is your starting quarterback on the sideline. Your starting right tackle limping off. It's not a good feeling right now for Coach Rivera and this offense.
See if we can see what happened with Searles.
You see, he gets on the block right there and doesn't look like a whole lot of action, but he picks up his foot.
Yeah,
almost
one
like
of the pullers. Yeah. So 1 back on 1st and 10, no score. Panthers driving. The run game's been left-handed. McCaffrey to the near side yet again. What have the Panthers possibly identified, Mike, as McCaffrey rumbles for 8, where New England might be vulnerable with the right side of their defense?
Yeah, well, you know, I look at it, 1, keep the ball on the ground. Let's not put it up in the air. You're running the ball well. McCaffrey, the ball's in his hands. 2, Moten, he's now acting like a veteran. He's on the left side. Go behind the big guy. He's had a good preseason. Just run behind him.
Tight splits, high backs. Cam Newton out of the tent and with his helmet. McCaffrey twisted down for a 1-yard gain. Kevin Donnelly's played in the O-line. What do you make of the injury to Searles, KD?
Well, it's definitely a big injury if he's out of this game for an extended period, but that's why they're running heavy to the left side. We've seen it the last few plays. Greg Van Roten and Taylor Moten have been on point with their run blocking, opening some great seams for CMC to get through there. They're going to have to probably keep running to that left side if the right side's depleted by injury tonight.
Van Roten and Moten sound like a law firm in Charlotte. Bunch trips right, 3rd down and short. Heineke. Olsen had tripped down and a penalty marker down. McCourty, a safety man, and Olsen, their legs got a little tangled up, it looked like.
You see here to the right of the screen. You know, Patriots are talking about accidental contact and just the feet getting tangled up. But it was 3rd down. You get this call, and all of a sudden you get a new set of fresh downs.
The official working tonight as the referee, Ronald Torbert.
Pass interference. Defense, number 32. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Meanwhile, breaking news, Newton back to work.
And that's good to see, you know, because when you look at that replay, it looked like a whole lot could have went wrong. So it's good to see him back out throwing the ball, coming back into the game.
This drive, 10 plays old, and it's churned to the 13. With Armah staying in to block, Newton finds Funchess underneath.
They get right back to throwing the ball with Cam. Has the time, sees Funchess in the middle of the field. When you have a big body like Funchess, you can put him in the middle of the field and grab a couple extra yards after contact.
CPI red zone stats are up. Panthers have been batting 1,000 in the red zone. 4 trips, 4 touchdowns. Red zone stats courtesy of CPI. The protection you can count on, conveniences you'll love from CPI Security. Extra blocker on the right. McCaffrey disappears into the white jerseys, close to first down yardage around the 4.
Nick, we've talked about this offensive line being banged up, but you know what? This running game, they are really actually doing a really good job in opening up holes for McCaffrey to keep punching it downfield.
Norv Turner has seen it all, remembers most of it. Encyclopedic O-coordinator, been a head coach of 3 different NFL teams, and O-coordinator of 6. And the Panthers in a time jam will call a timeout. Better to be sure and talk about this key 3rd and 1 play. More Panther football next. First, this word from your local Panther station. Closed captioning for the Panthers television network provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, providing medical care to the Carolinas for 95 years. Newton back in, ends in tight on 3rd down. McCaffrey will have it. We're right up mid-street.
It's almost like a goal line package out at the 5-yard line. When you get in this kind of package, this is man on man. This is football at its best. And the Carolina Panthers offensive line and the tight ends, you see Ian Thomas right there, move that defensive line for the 1st down.
Turner, the all-pro guard, wrapped around through a nice block, and this drive has been impressive with and without Cam Newton.
You have to be happy with the 12-play drive right now coming out the gate. You're eating up clock. Your defense is over there drinking lemonade right now. You've got to be happy so far.
Except the 2nd time out. Coach's blood pressure may be elevated at having to do that. We may never know. Let's bring in Kevin Donnelly again. I know Kevin's excited about this the drive, Katie, especially since it's featured some good work on the ground, some good blocking by your offensive line mates.
No, this is exactly what the Carolina Panthers wanted tonight, to get these guys lubed up, run blocking well, because that would be beneficial to the pass game. And so what you've seen is a variety of play action passes, keeping Alex Armah in there to block, and then also some screen game with CMC. And what that's done is kept the Patriots off balance. They've been able to have success with the running game. It made manageable 3rd downs, and it set them up in perfect position. And who doesn't love 1st and goal on the 2-yard line?
Panthers tightly huddled around their leader, Cam Newton. 5 first downs on this drive. McCaffrey popped for a loss of 1 by Lawrence Guy and Devin McCourty. Panthers in black pants tonight. There's Coach Rivera, arms folded across his oversized chest. How you like the uniform tonight?
I'm still getting used to it. It's because you've always seen white or silver. So to see the black, I'm still getting used to it.
Thomas, the motion man. And that's on Thomas.
Ball start. Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Got to get set as a wing. Looked like he got set, but then got a little twitchy.
Yeah, he got anxious for that block. You know, you take, second and goal to now you're, 7 yards out. So you can see him just start to move forward with that one little step. I don't think he really had to. He had that time and that space, but it cost him 5.
I know, McCaffrey was going up and over too.
Oh, he was going in the air.
So Torrey Smith getting set up wide right on second down. McCaffrey delivering again, finds a crease. Patriots have tasted a lot of McCaffrey coming at him tonight.
I mean, I tell you what, he's really impressed me. This offseason he put on a little bit of weight. And I think that's paying off, especially with some of these plays where he's going inside that A and B gap where the big fellows are really big. He's continuing to move that pile. Really impressed with his preseason so far.
Rookie DJ Moore at the top of your screen, a flanker. On third down. Moore, the intended receiver. Stephon Gilmore from Rock Hill played it well.
Well, Gilmore, he's a good cornerback. He's physical. You can see the physicalness there. I still think DJ still had a shot if he wouldn't have stumbled. If he gets his eyes up, he can still make a play on that ball. But Gilmore, very physical at the line of scrimmage.
So Graham Gano will try to put it through the pipes from 21. And the long drive is capped with 3. Heading to a break as the Carolina Panthers take an early lead against the visiting New England Patriots. First member of the Carolina Panther family. That O-line, what a drive to start the game. They only got 3 out of it, but a lot of good things, Michael.
Yeah, the best way to win this ball game is to keep Tom Brady on the sideline.
Devlin on the pooch kick. And the Panthers bracket him and put him down. So he's a former chief commercial officer for the City Football Group. Over a quarter of a century in athletics and in sports management. David Tepper, the new owner of the Carolina Panthers, is excited to have named his new president. Tom Brady, age 41. Pass the football once and zips it up and out to the left side. Dorsett, 4-6. Brady's been sharp in the preseason. What makes him so good, Ron?
Well, you're not going to be able to fool him with disguises in the defense. So knowing that, you're going to have to be physical with the receivers and you have to be sound in where you're supposed to be. Like I said earlier, the best way to beat him is to keep him on the sideline. The offense did a great job in that opening drive.
3-step drop and the ball's batted down. Super Mario.
And on these quick plays that they like to do, you have to get your hands up when that offensive line tries to cut you. Mario Addison does a great job at the right defensive end. There's the cut, get your hands up, and you knock the ball down.
Gronkowski would have been the intended receiver on 3rd down and 4. Panthers fake the double-A gap blitz and then move out of it. Brady's pass complete, but Dante Jackson comes in like a torpedo.
I like it. I like it. That what you just saw right there is what he's been doing all training camp. Now we get to talk about it. We see it on TV. You see the pressure up front in Tom Brady's face, but watch Jackson come straight for the lower body. Not trying to go up high. He's going low for the body. Now they got to punt it.
Closing speed, Dante Jackson. Allen, the left-footed punter, punts a wobbly one. Moore went forward, then he went backward, and then got tackled. So Dante Jackson excited about being a difference maker. We go to break, 3-0 Panthers. This is a break from your local Panther station.
And we're here at Bank of America Stadium to score 3-0. The Carolina Panthers have the ball, but coming back out of this, it's going to be Blaine Clausell at right tackle. He's going to replace the injured Jeremy Searles, who had a hamstring injury. He's off the field now, and he's done for the game. So from here on out, until Cam comes out of the game, I assume it's going to be Blaine Clausell manning that right tackle spot.
Quintarius Eatman got a snap or two as the Panthers are having to go deep into the O-line depth chart to protect Cam Newton. Funchess used his body like an expert. 28 yards.
Cam recognizes that he has one-on-one on the outside, and Funchess, one of the taller, bigger receivers in the National Football League. All you got to do is get that ball up in the air, and he'll do the rest. With that strong arm of Cam, look at that ball. That's a perfect ball in the perfect spot for Devin Funchess.
Incredible timing on that, as Funchess knew just when to work slightly back to the outside and find the football. Good block, McCaffrey, and a wide open Samuel. More yards.
And we've talked about number 22. We talked about him running and catching. Let's talk about him blocking. The Patriots bring a blitz. You see McCaffrey, nice cut, gets him down the ground. Cam Newton doesn't get touched, is able to deliver a strike. Nice job by McCaffrey. As a running back in this offense, you got to be able to block, catch, and run the ball.
He stepped in the breach and blocked a safety. Veteran safety Patrick Chung. Newton from a clean pocket. And a good play defensively by Eric Rowe, the left corner.
And that's the thing about this league. Everybody is fast. The window is open. Cam sees it with Samuel, but the window closes really quick, and that's a nice play by the Patriots defense.
He just tuned in. Newton shaken up earlier, landed awkwardly on his head and shoulder, diving for a first down. Out a couple plays, then return. Now Van Noy bear hugs McCaffrey and puts him down. Some other action tonight on the Geico scoreboard. Giants and Jets tied up. Panthers will be at Washington this year. Seattle, Minnesota just underway. And a couple later kickoffs. Geico scores from around the NFL, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. 3rd and 11. Newton got what he could.
The Panthers go empty backfield, so Patriots blitz. Again, you hold your breath because they have to pick up that extra guy. Cam scrambles just a little bit too much for him to make up.
Good choice, though, when you say, Mike, to not. I mean, he could have tried to make magic when obviously there was nothing there, but he just got as close as he could for Graham Gano.
Absolutely, and he goes out of bounds. He doesn't take that extra hit.
From 38 yards, it is good. So let's show you again Cam Newton taking that fall. Ooh.
Yeah, you held your breath. I mean, it's still in the preseason game. You're just glad that he was okay, gets checked out, and is able to come back in these last 2 drives, finish them off.
Newton with the megawatt smile, and great to see him back in. The script calls for starters to play into the 3rd quarter.
I think that's what Coach said. I think you've got to be happy with this 1st quarter with these 2 offensive drives. You got 6 points, okay, but you guys are comfortable. You're playing with a banged-up O-line, and really you're controlling the game right now. The defense has stepped on the field, 3 and out against Tom Brady. So far, 1st quarter is an A+.
It sounds like you stopped just short of saying, get some of your starters out.
You knew where I was wanting to go with that. One thing that Coach Bear said he would really like to see is a 2-minute drill going into half. I could make a case for them sitting the 3rd quarter if everything continues like the 1st quarter.
So it's a good look right there at the new football rule. The NFL's gone to the college rule, and that is when the kickoff goes into the end zone untouched. It is a touchback no matter what happens after that.
Again, these rules, some people are upset about them, but everything is about safety. That's what, as a player, we want. Some of these things we got to get used to. But again, that's another rule. Hey, call it, put it at the 25-yard line.
Jeremy Hill, hands on his knee pads. Right behind Tom Brady. Wide zone, and Hill for 7. Thomas Davis bumped him down.
One thing about these linebackers, they can get sideline to sideline to hurry. And Thomas Davis, he's been a staple of this defense for so long.
Not only has made NFL history, but has made medical history, coming back from 3 ACLs. Hogan in motion toward the formation. Gillislee turns the corner. So with that 14-yard rush, the final seconds of the 1st period will evaporate at Bank of America Stadium. 2nd quarter is next with your score from uptown Charlotte, 6-0 Carolina.
No 2 people.
1st quarter stats brought to you by Bank of America. And the time of possession, one of the best defenses on Tom Brady is to have him be a spectator.
Yeah, I love the controlling the clock with 12 minutes, 40 seconds, total yards, 137. That right there is a recipe of how you're going to be competitive and to beat number 12, Tom Brady.
Brady squeezed off only 5 plays in that 1st quarter. Jeremy Hill, a stutter step, and sort of tried to reset the play, but he's outnumbered right side. Good defense. KK short. How good could this D-line be this year?
Man, it's shaping up to really look really good. You know, once you get Pep back in there, you've got a crop of young defensive linemen. The sky can be the limits for this defensive line.
Jeremy Hill. Tackled by K1 Short.
Again, just a great job by number 99, KK Short. Watch him push the offensive line in the backfield. So the running back does not have a view of the hole. The line of scrimmage has been recreated, and that's what you want to do as a defensive line. Take that line, move it back 2 yards into their backfield, and make the tackle.
Yeah, short deposited to center. David Andrews right back into the next point of the play. 3rd down and 8 from the 48. Sidearm throw Brady. And Edelman will have the first down. Unbelievable run after the catch by the slippery Julian Edelman.
One of the things the Patriots want to do is get that ball out quick. This is just a little a screen to Edelman. You miss a tackle right there. You get him down. You have a shot of him not making that first down.
Edelman's a former quarterback at Kent State, so he can do it all. One of the great return men in NFL history. Slot left, and a quick throw to Dorsett left side. Tom Brady starting to get off a little bit.
Again, when you're facing a good defense, you want to get the ball out quick. And these little wide receiver screens, the ball comes out quick. You don't worry about the defensive line. But it's on, the onus is on the secondary to make the tackles. And if you can't make the tackle, you've got to hold them up so your cavalry can come and help you out.
There's Washington, the D coordinator, coaching from the sideline, not from the booth. He likes the eye contact right down in the middle of everything. Patterson close to a first down. Shaq Thompson tracking it.
You'll see Captain Mutherland has a shot right there to get him down. And you see Shaq's speed coming all the way from the other side to make the tackle.
Pats are in the red zone. Panthers defensively very good, 37%. Offenses will look for about 50%. Red zone stats brought to you by CPI Protection, Conveniences, an official sponsor of the Carolina Panthers.
And against the Dolphins, did a really good job last week against the Dolphins in the red zone.
Equally all right.
You can just see how he just eyes that up. You can see why it makes him so good. He gets shaken up, but he jumps right back in there.
9th play of this Patriot drive. Nothing doing. Shaq Thompson all over
it. Defensive coordinator Eric Washington said Shaq Thompson's having his best preseason camp so far. He sees a hole, he took it. He wasn't blitzing. They pulled the backside guard. There was an opening. You can only make that if you're fast. The coach would always say, if you take it, you got to make it.
Crowd making some noise on 3rd down. Hogan to the 4. Hogan's a good athlete, former lacrosse player at Penn State.
The thing about Tom Brady is that he can see that you're in a zone and he's just going to dump it off to the open guy. Luke a little frustrated right there. Inside the 5, but again, Dolphins last week were in the same position and the defense was able to hold up. Let's see if they can hold up again against Tom Brady.
Kuechly runs Hill down from behind. And a flag. Female official Sarah Thomas came up through the ranks through the Big Ten, hired in April of 2015 to the NFL.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 68. 15-yard penalty and the down counts. It's 2nd down.
Adrian Waddle, the guilty party. Here's Kuechly getting rid of people to get to the ball.
It's just speed. As a linebacker, you got to shed the cut block. Luke did that, made the tackle. This is arguably the best linebacking core in the National Football League.
Ooh, and there's Waddle throwing Mike Adams rudely down.
And that cost his team right there, and that's an easy call by the officials on that one.
Second down, White and Hill to each side of Brady. Screen. Just hear the crowd. I hope it comes through your TV. The crowd just goes Luke anytime Kuechly does something.
Again, you talk about an impact player. Again, they try to get the ball out quick, but watch Luke, and wait, after contact, the runner stops running. Like, that's how big and strong Luke Kuechly is. As soon as he makes contact, the running back stops.
Third and goal from the 13 in a 6-0 game. Play clock ticking down. Pressure. Looked like New England was guilty of a false start, and there is a flag at the 15 near side.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Mick, I think that was so close. I thought I saw what you saw. I thought I saw the offensive line move first. Man, that's...
Thought Trent Brown might have been out of his stance a whisker early.
That's a close one.
So it remains third and goal. Now, though, from the 8 instead of the 13. Hill and Devlin flank Brady. Brady had options. Finally went underneath, broken up.
This is about coverage. Watch the secondary. No white jerseys are open. Not a lot of pressure on TB. Tom Brady right there. But Luke Kuechly has impacted the last 3 to 4 plays, and nothing changed right there.
From 27, Gostkowski. Yes. Kuechly did a lot of good work on that break. New England gets 3. Back after this word from your local Panther station.
And Coach Russ has really drawn up some good pass rush technique drills that allow us to work on things that maybe I wasn't as good at, whether it's, you know, where you put your hands, how you're using your hands, you're flipping your hips, how to attack a back. Small stuff like that that you work on every day now is something that once you get into a game becomes second nature.
As great as he is, he's still trying to get better.
And that's what the great ones do. They continue to find what they're weak at and try to get better at it. And he's got a new linebacker coach in Steve Russ, and it's good that he's helping him get there.
Let's go to Kevin Donnelly. You've observed Luke Kuechly his entire career. Kevin, what feelings does his play bring up for you?
Well, I'll get back to what Mike just commented on as the linebacking coach, Steve Russ, and how he wants Luke Kuechly, Shaq Thompson, these guys to play. He wants them precise, he wants them physical, but he went even further saying he wants to wreck offenses, get downhill on them, and destroy what they're trying to do. And you could see it on that last drive. The Patriots are moving downfield, and suddenly guys like Shaq Thompson and especially Luke Kuechly turned it up a notch and stopped them, held them to just 3 points after a long drive. A good job and a lot of juice brought by the backing core.
Newton getting rid of it quickly. Olsen with the hand catch for 5 yards.
And that's, I think when you look at previous seasons to this season, that's one thing that you're going to see is the ball coming out quick, getting into players' hands.
Strong right formation, one back, and McCaffrey trucking right. Out two. The play caller back there somewhere behind the pillar. There we go, Norv Turner. Can't wait to watch him call plays this season.
Yeah, you know, they're opening up the playbook as much as possible, but it's going to evolve. And when you look at that week one where it's just going to be wide open, that's when I think you're really going to see him being a veteran and seeing a lot of ball games and calling a lot of games come into play.
On third down. Newton hangs in the pocket. And it is incomplete. Deron Harmon coming up from behind the play. Good blocking, though. The pass blocking was spot on.
You thought this play had some promise. The offensive line, again, doing a really good job. No one's even close to Cam Newton. The defense just made a good play on the ball. There's Harmon right there, just breaking on the ball and knocking it down on that third down.
Patterson, Cordero Patterson, the deep man. Pilardi, the left-footed punter. Pretty good one. Fair caught by McCarron. Back with more Panther football next. Our sweet tweets are pinging in from everywhere. And here's one saluting the legend Charles Johnson, who retired at a very fun and emotional press conference on Thursday. That's Mike Rucker in there rocking the t-shirt on the left side. Julius Peppers on the right. They say you're judged by the company you keep.
Well, I tell you, it was a really cool day to be part of that. He's been around here. He's been around here a long time, 11 years. His body of work speaks for itself. He proved a lot of people wrong. Number 2 on the all-time sack list right there, but he just did it the right way.
He was very candid at the press conference. He said he was lazy coming out of Georgia, had to learn how to work, and learned it from Thomas Davis and yourself, Mike, and Julius and others. Charles Johnson will be missed, no doubt. Speaking to TD, former teammate of Charles Johnson's at Georgia. Mike Rucker went and talked to him, went to TD's house. Very, very fine interview, and that's coming up at halftime. Yeah. What stood out to you most from your time spent with him?
Well, we talked about a lot of things. We talked about play on the field, community work. We even talked about the suspension. He was really candid about that. Just a really nice piece by Thomas Davis. So don't miss that at halftime.
Brady to Edelman over the middle for the first down. Does he have a nice house?
He does. He does. You know, he's got good taste. Let me put it that way.
Well, that's Kelly Davis probably.
Yeah, you're right there.
Making most of the decisions.
He did give her credit. You know, we always mess with each other, but he gave her credit.
Thomas, a former Walter Payton Man of the Year as well. Oh, good run defense. Panthers with penetration. Shaq Thompson leading the charge.
Nick, I'm telling you, this linebacking core is playing lights out. Again, Shaq Thompson. His defensive tackle, Kyle Love, gets the double team, but you'll see that leaves Shaq Thompson free to shoot the gap for the tackle.
The second down pass off the hands of Edelman and incomplete. James Bradbury running with Julian Edelman.
You'll see they're just a play action fake. We call that alligator arms. When you come across the middle and those receivers are wide open, They don't know what's coming across, and they get nervous. We call it alligator arms, when you pull them arms back in short.
White the lone set back, McCarron in motion. 3rd and 12. First down to White. Brady knows where to go with the football.
Yeah, I mean, it's that inner clock when you've been around a long time, not a lot of pressure. He knows that everybody's been ran off, that it's soft, the coverage is soft underneath, and so he just dumps it off for the first down.
Panthers were very good last week with their 3rd down defense, not as much week 1 of the preseason. Philip Dorsett again, right underneath Dante Jackson. 8 yards. Brady's starting to look a little comfortable now.
Yeah, you can see, like we talked about earlier, the best ones will find a way to get motivated. He's moving the ball. He's taking what the defense is giving him, a lot of underneath coverage.
Gillislee erased. Wes Horton the first one to get to him.
We'll see Wes Horton come in here and stop the initial contact. And guess who? Shaq Thompson in the mix. You got David Mayo again.
Third down and 3. New England 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversion so far. That will not make Eric Washington, the D coordinator, very happy. The point of emphasis, of course. Make them 4 of 7. Brady wants to go for it.
Yeah, he really wanted that. He probably had what he wanted. He had man-to-man coverage right there. Went with the out route. They came up short, but when you've been in the business this long, you have the power to say, Coach, let's go for it. But again, last week when we saw the Dolphins go for it on 4th down, this defense stood up and repelled them. See if they can do it again.
Munnerlyn runs off late. Here we go, 4th down. Dorsett for 6 yards.
This coverage, Bradbury's playing off, and there's no contact. So this is an easy pitch catch for Tom Brady for the first down. He just falls down, they tag him down. I don't know why you wouldn't be up pressing on that coverage.
Weak side run, Gillislee for 6. Shaq Thompson made the tackle. So to stop Tom Brady, the Panther coaches believe that you first must take away the run. And right now this offense is multi-dimensional. Twelfth play of the drive. Gillislee loses a yard. Marquise Haynes hit him.
Well, Brian Cox, number 91, Brian Cox Jr., has penetration that makes the running back have to slow up. He had to hop over him, and then you see Kyle Love, you see Haynes, you see the cavalry coming. That play was started by Brian Cox Jr. with the penetration.
Last play before the 2-minute warning, 12-play New England drive. On 3rd and 5 with Mayo directing traffic. Timeout, New England. Commercial break. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Panther football continues after a word from your local Panthers station. Mike Rucker on the left didn't hold back. He asked Thomas Davis questions about his 4-game suspension for a failed drug test. We're coming back from 3 ACL interviews. It's a fantastic interview. It's coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, key third down for the Panther defense. The Patriots deploy 3 receivers to the near side. Blitz on. No flags, good defense. Adams.
This is textbook 101 Mike Adams. He stays in the hip pocket. When his arms go up, knocks the ball out. Tom Brady knew right at the line of scrimmage he had man-to-man. This was no secret with the Carolina Panthers that they were going to blitz. Mike Adams does a great job of knocking the ball out.
Tight end Will Tye had it in his hands for a moment, but Adams intervened. From 46 yards away, Gostkowski pushed it. 5-time NFL scoring leader, but he missed it. So we go to break. The score remains 6-3 Carolina.
A lot of attention's been put on this offensive line. Taylor Moton, right tackle last week, moves to left tackle, doing a great job so far in pass protection and blocking, going back and keeping Cam Newton safe.
If he keeps playing like that, no one will call him Taylor Mouton again. Coach Rivera wanted a chance to be in 2 minutes, and the Panthers have their wish. McCaffrey up inside for 5. Scores from around the NFL. Giants and the Jets still in a tight one. Denver up over Washington by 14. Geico. 15 minutes could save you big on your car insurance. Newton took a look and then just aborted the play. Feeling the heat from Bentley and Hightower. What do you think Coach Rivera is thinking late first half?
Well, I think he really wants to see them right now convert this third down. You know, in our meeting this week, he talked about one of the things he'd like to see in the preseason is to get that 2 minute going into the halftime. So he has it, and he also has a third down. So it's a big play right here.
Panthers 3 of 6 tonight on third down. And you see the Patriots 4 of 8, but 1 of 1 on fourth down. Newton, nobody to throw to. A little bit of improv, comes back to Jarius Wright for first down yardage. I was watching the secondary in the route tree, and everybody was covered. Good job by Wright on the comeback drill.
Yeah, the Patriots defense dropped in a zone, so sent 3 men. So Cam did a nice job by stepping out and then making that first line of linebackers come to him that opened up that window.
Panthers trying to speed it up. Good pass blocking again. Olsen takes himself down.
That's a great job by Greg Olsen, not taking that extra hit in the preseason. He got what he could get, and then he got down.
And he spotted the ball 1 yard forward of.
That's a veteran.
I know. So second down and short. Newton leans back and finds McCaffrey for the first down.
I'm going to tell you right now, Mick, you cannot cover McCaffrey from one side of the field all the way across. You cannot do it. Cam finds and buys time and finds McCaffrey once again to move the sticks.
Newton threw accurately on the run, and then the clock in his head. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Get out of there.
Get out of there.
Newton up off of one knee and ready. Fastball over the middle, caught Olsen. Run down before he could get out of bounds, but it will be a first down and a gain of 17. Timeout. The Panthers last. I like what Olsen is thinking here. He's thinking save that timeout if he could get to the sideline.
He's one of the smartest guys on the field. He knows every single position, almost even probably offensive guard positions. He knew where that sideline was. He knew what the timeout situation was. He was trying as hard as he could to get over there. Just fell short.
Olsen is Chris Rock funny too.
He is. But the other thing, Mick, though, the Patriots blitzed. Cam had no pressure. Again, this offensive line has been piecemealed together, especially with some of the injuries today. Picked it up, gave Cam time to get it to Olsen, to get him in this situation, at least field goal position.
Patriots running a sub in late. Olsen, lovely. No timeouts, got to kill it. 5, 4, 3, and with 1 second left, Newton spiked it. A lot to like about this possession.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Greg is trying to talk to the umpire, the referee, about why you kept the clock going. You see Greg wide open. Slide catch. They kept the clock running. Did a great job, though, of everybody knowing the situation, hustling up to the line of scrimmage and clocking it.
Gano from 23 with 1 second left, second quarter. Jansen snap, Pilardi's hold, and Gano with the chip shot. Olsen still litigating his case. 2 quarters of football history from Bank of America Stadium. Mike Rucker with Thomas Davis when the halftime show comes on you in just a second with the score. Carolina 9 and the Patriots 3.
Welcome back to Carolina Panthers football. The score here at halftime, 9-3 in favor of the Panthers. Thomas Davis is entering in what could be his final season in the NFL. Earlier this summer, our very own Mike Rucker visited with the former NFL Man of the Year to discuss his 14th campaign and, more importantly, an offseason that didn't go quite according to plan.
You got to think about it. When you did come into the league, you was a young buck.
Yes.
You know, but as you're aging, you're still old.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
That clock keeps running, and
age ain't nothing but a number.
And you can't stop it. We're in the same boat, cuz.
No, we ain't in the same boat. You're not about to put me in your boat.
Yes, you are.
Nah, look.
Yes.
You was old when I got here. You was old when I got here. And I've been here for 14 now. Yeah. Bro, we can do this all day.
We can do it all day. Do you see yourself as like this modern day gladiator?
I definitely feel like I'm one of the real last gladiators left in this sport. You think about when I first came in, I feel like the league had a bunch of tough guys. And I learned a lot from a bunch of really good men. If I can walk, if I can run, if I can get out there and I can compete, then I'm playing.
Remarkable. I mean, obviously, you being the first to come back from 3 ACL surgeries. Was there ever a point in time that you thought you were done?
Listen, immediately after the third one happened, I knew my career was over. I get invited to the draft party, you know, to be the Panther player there, and we draft Luke Kuechly. They said they were going to give me a chance, but now they're drafting a guy to replace me. In my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, now it's time to work. Now it's time to show and prove your worth. And each and every day, you know, I worked that much harder in the weight room, worked that much harder in the training room, and that was it. The rest is history.
Walter Payton Award. What's that mean to you and your career?
That was one of the things that, you know, I would say was a blessing throughout the whole process of being injured. You know, we did a lot of work in the community. I had a lot of time away from football, and we really dedicated a lot of that time to the families and the children that we work with. You know, being the first recipient here in Carolina was definitely extremely honored and proud to be the recipient of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
You got difficult news this spring. You were notified by the NFL that you were going to be suspended for four games for the PD policy. Walk us through that news and how that hit you.
Man, it was devastating news. I just felt crushed because I knew without a doubt that it wasn't something that I'd done intentionally. It wasn't me trying to cheat the game. you get so comfortable taking a certain thing. And for me, I have been taking the same products for 8 years. When you think about my career and the way that I've done things over a 13-year career, never had any issues. For me to fail that drug test, being a guy that has never had alcohol, never smoked anything ever in my life, and to be sitting here facing a 4-game suspension for a failed drug test, and to be labeled a cheater by so many people, it's tough for me. But it's not something that I'm gonna allow to define Thomas Davis. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna continue to do the things that I've been doing from a hard work standpoint, because I know I go out and I work just as hard, if not harder, than anybody on our team. And I take pride in doing that, and I know that that's something that I've tried to do over the duration of my career. And that's not gonna change, because that's who I am. And if you understand and you know who you are as a person, then you don't get caught up in what people think about you.
As your career is winding down, and you are 35 years old, young in everyday Joe's life, but old in that locker room. With the Super Bowl in Atlanta and that being close to home, what's going through your mind as you enter year 14?
All I can think about is Jerome Bettis. You know, he was able to go back to Detroit, win the Super Bowl, and call it a career. Definitely want to be able to kind of repeat that. Playing right there in Atlanta, in front of my home crowd. Short trip down the road for us as Carolina Panthers to be able to win the Super Bowl right there in Atlanta, a division opponent's household. No better way to go out.
That is one of the classiest ambassadors of NFL football and Carolina Panther football, Thomas Davis. Halftime show continues from Bank of America Stadium next. Mick Mixon and Mike Rucker upstairs. The third member of our broadcast crew, Kevin Donnelly, is prowling the sidelines. Kevin.
Yep, got a chance to be in the locker room, and it was as much activity as I've seen all preseason. The defense furiously making adjustments, trying to alter their game plan for the second half. The offense honing in on a couple of packages they really want to feature this second half. And Coach Rivera harping on the team. Listen, that was a pretty good first half, but we've got to be great in the second half. Time to take it up a notch. One note, Cam Newton is done for the night. That 2-minute drive they had capped off his performance. So Taylor Heineke will be going in when the Panthers get the ball.
James Bradbury, the young corner, talking to coach on the sideline. Heineke's got the good feet, a Russell Wilson-like ability to prolong a play, fake and dodge, and get out on the edges.
And the one thing about him is that he already came into the game early in the first quarter when Cam got nicked up and got hurt. So some of those nerves, I would think, are kind of put away. So he should be able to come out the second half and kind of sling it and run around and feel comfortable.
You know, good kickoff man. Had an incredible year last year with only one missed field goal. Cyrus Jones on the hop. Flag down at the 28. Brian Hoyer will be the Patriots quarterback. It's an odd tackle on that last play. I don't think it was your imagination. After the penalty, we'll show it to you. Cyrus Jones undershirt in the grasp of a defender. Meanwhile, Ronald Torbert, an attorney, played at Michigan State, went to Michigan State.
There were fouls by both teams during the return. Illegal use of hands to the face by the kicking team, number 53. Holding by the return team, number 44. Those fouls by rule will offset at the spot where possession changed. It'll be New England's ball, 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line.
So Newton working on a wad of some gum. So here's the undershirt.
Coach says it doesn't matter if you get them by the shoestring. Never heard the undershirt, but it works.
That's that space-age material. Back when you played, the wool jerseys didn't really give like that.
The wool, cotton, I mean, they were like coats. They were heavy.
Brady done for the night. Brian Hoyer flicks it over the middle to Cordero Patterson. Gain of 13. So anything changed from the Panthers' defensive mindset starting the second half, Mike?
Well, coaches always want to see how you start the game and how you come out at halftime. So this series right here, I think, is very important for the mindset for the rest of the game.
Butler and Love the tackles. Hoyer chucks it out of bounds over Eric Decker's head. Eric Washington, the D coordinator. 2nd and 10. Hoyer's interesting. He set an NFL record with Chicago in 2016. Here's the record. 200 pass attempts without an interception.
That's tough to do in the National Football League. That is a very good job. That means he's taking care of the ball, giving his team an opportunity to win.
One back, Bolden, and they screen to Bolden. Brian Cox, the first to retrace his steps and snuff the screen out.
That was a pretty good job because the defense kind of shifted and they had the numbers. The Patriots had the numbers on that screen. But Brian Cox Jr. snipped it out and was able to slide in there and disrupt it.
Second-year player out of Florida. It'll be hard to keep him off the rush.
Yeah, and they like his attitude. He's got that defensive tackle, defensive end attitude. He's got a little growl to him.
Whistles stop play.
Ball starts. Offense, number 81. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
All right, so Cam Newton done for the day. He's walked around near Kevin Donnelly. Kevin, do you have any intel from the sideline?
Yeah, early in the game, when he came out of the game briefly, it was about his eye. You know, when he did that diving motion to get the first down there, landed on his helmet kind of awkwardly. It got jammed in the eye, but shook it off pretty fast, got back in there, and you can see by the results, had a pretty good first half.
That's a good report, because you would have thought from 20,000 feet looking down on it, maybe it was a neck, a jam, a pinched cervical nerve root or something like that. Meanwhile, Eric Decker with the ball right over Lorenzo Doss, but Decker was out of bounds.
And I think the defense, the secondary, caught a break right there that the ball floated to the outside because he was wide open and he had a couple steps on the defender.
Allen, left-footed punter. DJ Moore tracking it. Comes up. And takes it to the 49. 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. Panther football continues right after you watch this. 3 field goals for the Panthers, 1 for New England, and that's where we stand. And here's how it all happened. That first drive was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that kind of set the tone for that first quarter. Absolutely, and they came back with another drive after that.
Gano's been perfect. Heineke to Cameron Artis-Payne. Rips off 11 and a first down.
You know, Mick, I feel like he's been bottled up all preseason. You haven't heard his name a lot. Some of the blocking hasn't been the best when he's been in the first couple of games. So I feel like he's got a lot of energy pent up that he's ready to release against this Patriots defense. Nice run right there by Cameron Artis-Payne.
It's a good call. Sometimes you get a little lucky with blocking or unlucky. And Artis-Payne just needs a little bit of room. Powerful lower bodies. Works hard, too, after he gained 5 yards there. He's worked hard on his receiving skills.
He has. I mean, he's worked himself into an all-around back. Sometimes what happens is you get some bad luck. Maybe you get the second or third offensive line. Maybe you get another guy like C.J. Anderson who has been taking some snaps ahead of you. So sometimes it's just some bad timing. The coaching staff said, look, we need to find ways to get him more carries, to get more tape, so that he can get his confidence.
Heineke to Samuel. To the 4. Looks like Heineke can function.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's a big booster for him. He stays in the pocket. He delivers a really, really good ball. Some people say he doesn't have the strongest arm, but when you have speed and Curtis Samuel who can run and get that, nice catch.
For 31 yards, now Cameron Artis-Payne hammers into the line. Last season, the Panther offense in the red zone, over 50%. Coach Rivera also says when you look at stats like this, look at the number of trips, because quite naturally you want to get there.
Yes, as an offense, you want to hang out in the red zone. That's the place to be.
CPI, our sponsor for the red zone. Protection you can count on, conveniences you will love. Middle crowded. Artis-Payne kicks it left. And twisted down by McCourty.
For a second there, it looked like the door was open. Nice job of bouncing outside. But the door shuts really quick. He still gets positive yards, but wasn't able to find the end zone.
Got a yard. So it is 3rd down and goal from the 3. Anderson with Heineke in the backfield. Heineke looks to the single receiver side. And Anderson stopped just shy of the goal line. Riverboat run.
It's preseason. I mean, I think he's going to go for it. I would go for it. You want to see if the game is in against the Dallas Cowboys. If you need this play, will it work? You got him pinned down. The defense has done a really good job. I think you got good running backs. I think you just pound that thing north and south.
Bayless in, Armah in. Anderson the tail of the eye. On 4th down. Heineke, pylon. I think so. Touchdown.
We call this the old okey doke. As a defense, you think that you're going to go north and south, and they pull out the old bootleg on you. That's the one thing Heineke has. He's got wheels. He's got good feet. He uses them for the touchdown.
Just got the football right out over the pylon. Panthers will go for 2. 1-yard touchdown run, but he had to run about 20 yards to get there.
He did, and he got it done. Now, you got to talk about it. Like, he's in a quarterback battle right here for the number 2 spot. So when you get plays like that and you can use your feet and show coaches that, hey, I bring a lot to the table, that bodes well for him.
For the 2-point try. Cluster of receivers. Bunch to the right. Mose Frazier racked up. Another look at the touchdown as we cue a local break. Back with more Panther football after this word from your local Panther station. He's been playing well. He engineered that scoring drive for the Panthers' only touchdown so far tonight. 7 plays, 49 yards, the key scamper for the touchdown right side. For more on it, to Kevin Donnelly, our sideline reporter.
Well, you know, heading into this game, offensive line was a big question. The starters did a great job in the first half, but the second-string guys that came in for the second half of this game have done an outstanding job. Also, a lot of those names you won't recognize, but they protected and ran the ball very, very well.
Jones to the 22. In general, if the Panthers kick it short and high, it's because Gano hit it too thin. Ron Rivera generally likes kicking it into the end zone if he can.
Yeah, he made that point that, hey, from a safety perspective too, like, we don't have to have anybody going down there and making tackles. Also, you don't have anybody potentially running the ball back. So he likes the balls to go into the end zone.
Gillislee from Hoyer for 4 yards. Handoff sweep near side. Patriots 8 consecutive 12-win seasons, NFL record. Marquise Haynes doing a nice job there on the tackle. Short set by Hoyer. Patterson, junction on the catch by Lorenzo Doss, who's had a good mini camp and OTAs trying to make his mark in preseason games.
Again, this offense is going to get the ball out fast. So that means as a corners, you've got to be able to tackle. We've seen that same play earlier in the game when it was a missed tackle and it went for 15, 20 yards. Good job of keeping him in front of you and giving yourself a chance on third down.
Gillislee doesn't make it. Not even close.
Again, Brian Cox Jr. at the point of attack is resetting the line of scrimmage. You have to be physical. Look at that left side of that defensive line. Just crush the offensive line.
Jermaine Carter Jr. threw a pretty vicious hit in there as well, knocking it backwards. 4th down and the punt. Bird to the 40, the 43. Demir Bird with a 31-yard return.
There's concern, but the truth of the matter is, you know, I'd rather worry about the guys that are playing, not the guys that are hurt. And that's got to be the approach. You've got to make sure that the guys that are playing, that are available, are ready to roll. That's the most important thing that we've got to pay attention to.
Yeah, they play pretty well, and I really like Coach's take on that because he's saying the guys that are going to go out there and play tonight, we need to lift them up. We need to give them confidence. And I tell you what, they've done a pretty good job. You know, get your right tackle, get hurt right away. That's some adversity. They've overcome adversity in this game tonight.
Couldn't have been much better. I mean, pass blocking, run blocking, the injury to Searles, the only real blemish. Heineke gets it out of there underneath Cameron Artis-Payne. And he muscles for the first. That's a man trying to make the football team.
You're exactly right. And after that play, what I really look, when you talk about an offensive line and where the mindset is when the ball is downfield, your running back is running, he gets stood up. Watch the offensive line come down and give their big guy a push. Look, the whole offensive line is down, getting in the mix. I like that. That says the mentality of a good offensive line.
Split in right, flanker left, and now shifts in motion. Yield to wing eye. Artis-Payne. One scores from around the NFL. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Washington struggling on O. Seattle and Minnesota, fairly low scoring game. Tampa Bay's in the division, so we'll watch them with great interest. Busy night next week. We'll be at Pittsburgh for a Thursday nighter, and everybody plays. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Check in with Geico. against that blitz, and the Patriots played it well. So there we are next week. Let's make a date to be together. Thursday night, 7:30. Panthers at the Steelers. The vibe for next week will change, with Cats fighting to make a roster in the NFL. Starters not likely to play. Flag down in the backfield. Heineke hit late.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 70. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Adam Butler got low on Heineke. Hold your breath.
Yeah, and that's a rule a few years ago that below the knees that they're really going to look at. And, you know, he's dinged up. You know, the training staff runs out there and grabs him. But that's a rule that is put in because of the knees of the quarterback. That's an easy call for them. We're just hoping that he's had a good game, so we're hoping Heineke can walk that off.
Looks like he's trying to do just that. Gilbert from out of the bullpen. No gain.
On that one, Mick, I mean, I think everybody in the stadium knew that it had to be a run. You know, Garrett didn't have time to throw the ball to even warm up his shoulder because it was a bang-bang play with Heineke coming off the field.
And now Heineke back on the field. Out for one play and then back in. Artist Payne looked everywhere for some daylight. Let's check in with our Krispy Kreme sweet tweeters tonight. Download the rewards app and receive exclusive rewards. So here's a uniform. Been waiting all night for this. A uniform tweet. Only thing sweeter is when the hot now light is on. C.J. Anderson with Heineke. Heineke going long. Bird being tightly covered.
Yeah, Heineke wish he had this one back because he has him right in the middle of the field. Bird got the speed. He just put it behind him. If he puts that ball out in front of him, that's an easy pitch and catch for Bird.
Sure enough, good call, Ruck, because on the replay, you can clearly see that Bird had that inside leverage.
And he's going to have 9 out of 10 guys in this league because of his speed.
Gano from 47. Looks good. And it is. Another field goal. The Panthers extend the lead. Back with more Panther football after a word from your local Panther station. What causes tides to rise and fall? Gravitational tugging from the Earth's moon, about 250,000 miles away.
Tell you what, that's a great shot. Talk about technology. You can see each of the craters on that thing.
We got good cameras, not exactly the Hubble telescope, but we're working with some good technology here on the broadcast. So back to our own sea of tranquility, Bank of America Stadium, and a late third quarter kickoff. Gano stabs at it, high and shortish. Cyrus Jones. Mose Frazier quickly downfield. So the Panthers' new defensive coordinator, Eric Washington, and Ruck, he's got the pedigree, having apprenticed under Wilson McDermott.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around a long time, and you know, under Coach Rivera bringing him in, so he knows how to do it. One thing that he said that was interesting is that those two have had a secondary type of background. Well, he's got a D-line background, so he said there's a little bit of learning that he's had to do this year in this offseason.
Carter, a good tackle in space. This D has held New England only 32 yards rushing so far tonight. Coach Washington like that productivity?
Yeah, he'll definitely be excited about that. He's the guy that talks about being physical, especially up front at the defensive line. It starts there, and then it flows to the secondary.
Lorenzo Doss. Good hard low tackle of Riley McCarron.
This is all about the Doss. He fights past the block on the wide receiver screen. Not only does he get off the block, he makes the tackle.
Was on the Denver team that beat the Panthers in Super Bowl 50. Fumble by Poggi, the fullback, and into the Panthers' hands.
We talked about Coach Eric Washington talking about being physical and turnovers. Watch this dump off pass, but watch Colin Jones come into the picture and cause the fumble. He didn't stop to gather his feet. He went in for the tackle. That's going to make that man right there very happy.
Eric Washington is one of the most squared away, organized, detail-oriented coaches you'll ever meet. Heineke out, Gilbert in. Late third quarter. Anderson looked inside, it wasn't there, so he goes right for good yardage.
And this is a veteran back. 1,000+ yards last year. You talk about being patient, but he's got speed. He's got very soft hands. He can catch the ball. Watch the jump cut to the outside. And then avoids the little contact by running out of bounds. Very smart, very good addition to this running back room. C.J. Anderson.
Anderson again. For 3 yards. 1,007 yards rushing last year and can catch. Varner in. Genio Grissom in Gilbert's grill. Better to live to play another down.
That's it. It was a good decision. It wasn't there. Rolled out to buy himself some time. Just throw the ball away. Live to play another down.
Gilbert's 27 from Austin, Texas. Big arm. He can spin it. Big play for him here. Frazier's really good. First down, Panthers.
Well, Mick, you talked about him having a strong arm. This is what having a strong arm is getting that ball from the pocket to the sideline on a rope quickly, that DB does not have a chance to undercut it. It's a great example.
Panthers in the red zone. Red zone stats brought to you by CPI Security, protection you can count on, conveniences you will love. Coach looking for a little higher TD percentage than 1 of 4. Third quarter's over. So the fourth and final stanza coming up for Cam Newton and company. At the end of 3, Panthers by 15. Heineke, pylon. I think so. Touchdown. 3 quarters in the books at Bank of America. The Panthers are winning the scoreboard and the stat sheet.
You know, I've been really pleased overall with the game plan. I mean, you got turnovers on defense. The offense is controlling the clock. They're getting points on the board. I think at this point, going into the fourth quarter, you have to be pleased with the body of work.
That stat snapshot brought to you by Bank of America. Slant. Moore had it and almost taken away from him. Patriots last year, they went to the Super Bowl, 29th in total D. Of course, they can play offense, but they're good in the red zone. They led the NFL in red zone takeaways last year. Second and 10. Barner on a delay. Barner changed arms with the football, getting it to his outside arm. Next week at Pittsburgh. It's kind of a tradition in the preseason to end with the Steelers.
Been doing that for a long time. Home and away, always finishing up either up there or at home.
Panthers can make a first down. Add the 2. Bird's open. Frazier's open. It's Frazier, touchdown. From 6 yards away.
I know we're going to talk about this, but the offensive line gives time, but watch Ian Thomas stop right there, holds that linebacker that opens up that window for Frazier to get that touchdown. Gilbert throwing a nice ball.
Frazier played at Memphis, and he describes himself as an old soul. He just likes to hang out around the house with his family. It's been a great night of football. Panthers are playing well, and Carolina adds a touchdown. Back with more. First, this word from your local Panther station. NASCAR fan tweets in, I think this Luke kid might make the team on our Krispy Kreme sweet tweets. I'd say he's in the pole position.
I think he's pretty close.
Download the rewards app and receive exclusive rewards from Krispy Kreme. And even if you're not a donut person, the coffee, it's just fun to go to Krispy Kreme. Apps are available in the App Store. Sign up for all your exclusive rewards. Gano hits it deeper this time. Over Jones' head. It's been quite something tonight. The Panthers bludgeoning the Patriots about the head and shoulder region.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the scoreboard, 25-3, they're putting it on them. And as a defense, if you could say, hey, we're going to hold this team going into the fourth quarter to 3 points with Tom Brady playing the first half, that's something to build on.
The 8th defender up to defend the run. Decker close to the first down. Lorenzo Doss tackled him low. All right, Kevin Donnelly's on the sideline with one of the stars of the game tonight up front for the Panthers.
Yep, we're here with second-year lineman Taylor Moden out of Western Michigan. It's been quite a preseason for you, moving positions around. What's it been like trying to make those changes?
Ultimately, I knew coming into the preseason that I might have to play different positions, whether it be both guards, both tackles. So ultimately, over the off season, I've been training on making sure I can play whatever position that is asked of me. So whenever someone has to go down, whenever someone goes down and I have to go step up, I'll be ready. I'm not ill prepared. So I'll make sure I was prepared, and that way I can feel more comfortable, more confident wherever they put me.
What was the bigger shift for you, moving from left guard to right tackle or right tackle back to left tackle?
I guess it's all like a little different, and I think no matter where you switch, like it might take a little bit of the groove and things. So like kicking just on the right side, just practice just that, and then going to the left. It takes a little bit of an adjustment, but I think because I've been working on my left sets, it helped me so that it wasn't as tough an adjustment for me. And I just have to keep growing every day at it, no matter where I'm playing.
Well, I know you played on the right side, either right guard or right tackle most of your career in college. Now going to the left side, how was that transition with the pass sets and with the run blocking too? Because that can be different.
No, it's like I said, it was something that I had to focus on and work on a lot, over the off season and into the preseason. I knew, I was playing a lot of left guard, also in OTAs and when camp started, so that helped a lot with, I'm getting more comfortable with being on the left side. So,
well, you have to be fired up with the performance of the group tonight because everyone's wondering what's going to happen with this offensive line. But as a group, you guys really pulled together and put some good drives.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this group, and I just want to come out and do my job, play out. I know this group of guys are going to do that, and we have an awesome leader in Ryan Khalil and Trey Turner, guys like that, and great guys to look up to, and they're making sure that they demand the best out of us. So it's really good.
Well, you talk about the leadership in those players, but what's it meant to you to have Coach Matsko, one of the best in the NFL, being able to coach you?
Oh, it's awesome. I think it's really a blessing to have an offensive line coach like that, and now Travell Wharton, and I think that they're great coaches, and Coach Matsko has a lot of years on his belt, and he really knows what he's talking about. So I try to soak it up as much as I can, like a sponge, and so with Travell, and he played a lot of games here in the league. So I know that he has a lot of experience that he can pass on to us. So like I said, I just want to be a sponge and take in as much information as I can.
All right, let me tell you now. Okay, you put in a really good performance tonight, and Cam Newton stayed clean. So give me a big old smile. You got to feel good about the performance tonight.
I guess I can always do better, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for spending some time with us, man, and go watch your guys out there.
Thank you.
Gostkowski, his second 52-yard field goal of the preseason. He's also hit from 49. So New England adds 3. This game continues right after this commercial break. It's been mostly Panthers tonight. Starters and backups acquitting themselves well. It'll be on and popping here pretty soon. How do you see the NFC South shaping up this year, Mike?
Well, it's tough. When you look at the Carolina Panthers, they got better in some of the areas. They got more speed. But the problem was everybody else in the division got better, too, and some of the guys that they drafted. It should be a really good division. I think it's probably the toughest division in the National Football League from top to bottom.
Just the quarterbacks in the NFC South could make it so. The Panthers lost to the Saints 3 out of 3 last year. So would the Saints kind of be that divisional favorite as you see it?
Well, in the past, it's been tough. It's usually rotated. The Panthers a few years are the first to kind of go back-to-back with winning the division. But like you said, the quarterbacks, you've got some of the league's best quarterbacks in this division.
Austin Duke to the right. Starts in motion. Hood jacked up, got a yard. Panthers will see Atlanta early there. Dallas, what could be better than opening day Dallas Cowboys at home?
That's an awesome, as a football player, you probably couldn't open better than that game against the Cowboys. But it's going to be tough because, like you said, you got the Cowboys and then the Falcons right behind them.
Duke for 4. Duke, one of a group of gifted receivers trying to impress Coach Rivera. Third down and 5. One of those side hill 4-foot putts you feel like you should brush in. But the D gets paid also. Gilbert climbed the pocket nicely, kept his eyes downfield and found Duke for first down yardage.
Again, the pocket starts to close in on Garrett Gilbert, but he keeps his eyes downfield like you talked about. He steps up in the pocket, buying time. You see right here in this replay, hits his mark, steps up as the pocket collapses, takes the hit, but delivers the throw for the first down.
The lineman leaning back a little, but it's a running play. Hood tattooed after a yard. All right, to Kevin Donnelly, our sideline reporter again. KD.
Now listen, this Austin Duke, he's a local product, went to UNC Charlotte, was the all-time leading receiver there, and is a guy that's trying to make his mark on this roster. You can see there pulling in a couple of nice catches, but a speedy weapon on the practice squad last year, trying to make his move in this fourth quarter.
This tape will be scrutinized closely league-wide. Gilbert ran out of room near side. Grigsby giving chase. So players all know it. It's a business. You're trying to perform. I mean, Austin Duke, other players like him, Bug Howard, you just saw, would love to make the Carolina Panthers, but if not, they still have the dream of impressing another team that's looking at this tape.
Absolutely, and they're going to get a lot of playing time, especially next week when a lot of the starters aren't going to be playing, so they'll still have another game to show their talent. But this tape will be looked at by all the scouting departments across all the other 31 teams. The only downside is this wide receiver room is so thick and so deep with speed that it's going to be some tough decisions that are going to have to be made.
Varner with some bumper cars, and he's not scared. First down.
You know, Barner's another one of those guys when you talk about the running backs. They're deep. You know, Elijah Hood, you know, has had a good couple of games and touchdowns. So there's some positions that are really deep that are going to make it really tough on this coaching staff on who stays and who goes. Also, the offensive line, the depth. Do we need to keep extra guys? Is that going to affect other position groups that normally we would have kept this guy?
Varner slicing left. No gain. Varner tried his whole arsenal of moves, a stutter step, a stiff arm, and then
he tried it all.
Varner's valuable because he can play teams, veteran player, former Panther, then Eagle, and back to Carolina.
Yeah. And with his bag of tricks and his talents, that when it comes down, okay, between maybe say like him and Elijah Hood or some of these other guys, what am I bringing to the table that might give me a slight edge over the next guy?
Batted balls are trouble, but that one fell incomplete. I think Bailey was open just inside of the intended receiver.
Looks like the ball got tipped a little bit, but a lot of contact right there. Look at the hands. Like, I thought that was an easy call for the referee over there, the umpire, because the hands were clearly had a handful of jersey. It should have been an easy call right there.
A running play on 3rd and 10. And nowhere for Hood to go. So it'll be 4th down. Jones will be getting a lot of action tonight in the return game. Pilardi with fine motor skill for days. I mean, ping pong, golf, very good athlete. It helps him as the Panthers holder. Middle 4th quarter, back with more Panther football after word from your local Panther station. We all talked about it and we achieved a consensus. Here's our 4th drive of the game. Opening drive. 16 plays, 2 different quarterbacks because Cam Newton hurt his eye, but then later returned. McCaffrey hard to bring down. And it resulted in a field goal. See your Carolina Ford dealer for great offers on a Ford F-150, the official truck of the NFL. Riley McCarron, middle of the field, then cut right. Out almost to the 35, 21-yard gain.
I think this is where it's getting late in the game, the 4th quarter. Some of the guys, they kind of get a little tired, wore down. This is where you got to keep the foot to the pedal and to finish strong in the next 5 minutes and 28 seconds.
Tracy Sprinkle, Demetrius Cox, some of the Panthers who don't get to play as much. Gillisley targeted, Norris defending, a 6-yard gain.
Some of these younger guys getting in here. And that's the one thing, you know, the Patriots, they do a really good job is they get the ball out fast, you know, and the Panthers defense has done a good job of you know, there's a couple times where they broke tackles, but for the most part, they've kept the offensive guy in front of them and made the tackle.
Hoyer looking at the defense. Oh, almost intercepted. Cornelder had a chance to break on it. A flag down, however, in the backfield.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
And that's one that you wish you had back. You know, Cornelder, it looked like he almost hesitated, like, should I go for it? Is it really there? He just needs to believe what he sees, and he'd still be running downtown right now.
Yeah, he was in perfect shape, it looked like. Elder going with McCarron in the motion man. Hoyer lost it, and McCarron plumbered it. That's not on Hoyer.
Well, the Panthers bring a pressure blitz right there, but that hits you in the hands as a receiver. You're supposed to catch that. Especially in a game like this where you're trying to turn coaches' heads, you got to haul that one in.
Young receiver out of Iowa, Riley McCarron. So it's 3rd and long. Patterson, little chicken fighting, and the flag. Alex Carter was running with him. The Patriots think it's
Pass
on the
interference. Defense, number 33. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
It just seemed like you know, they were both kind of chicken fighting, nothing crazy. Looking back, but I mean, he's got his jersey. I mean, that's just a little bit of ball right there. And the flag comes out late. That's a typical quarterback. They're always going to throw their hands up, wanting the flag.
Yeah, you could argue for no call, but probably Carter got a little bit aggressive on it. Gillisley hesitates, accelerates, banged down close to the first down. So nothing goes with NFL football quite like donuts, as you can see. Sweet tweets while watching the game. That donut most adorned. You can download the rewards app to receive exclusive rewards available in the App Store. Krispy Kreme sponsoring the Sweet Tweets. First down, New England, with a running clock, 3:40 to go.
Yeah, the Patriots are into the red zone, so it's another test for this defense that's done a really good job inside the red zone of protecting and keeping the opponents out of their end zone. So they're going to get another opportunity right here.
The short set, and then found Patterson again. Tackled by Doss. Some scores from around the NFL brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Broncos over Washington. Seattle and Minnesota still fairly low scoring in the third. Tampa Bay leading Detroit. A weather delay down there from what we hear. Jeremy Hill trucking right. Flag at the very end of it. Hill is in a good deal of discomfort. He was suffering in silence there for a while before the trainers got to him.
Yeah.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, number 79. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
You see right there, grabbing at the back right there. They're going to call that horse collar, and then he rolls up on the back of his leg, of Hill's leg. See right there, you cannot pull anyone down from their top of their pads.
First down, Patriots at the 2. Gillisley breaks a tackle and scores. Left pylon. Somebody had a shot at him. We'll take a look at it on the replay.
Yeah, it's coming at you. Nice play of getting off the block, and he just didn't see the runner.
Yeah, Carter, in fairness to him, once he got shed of the blocker, wasn't really in position to form him up. New England will most likely go for 2. And it's Gillisley. With one of the stars of tonight's game on the defensive side, here is our sideline reporter, Kevin Donnelly.
Yep, standing here with Luke Kuechly. Luke, this game tonight really came out. I think you guys made a statement in that first half, holding them to just 3 points. Talk about the defense's performance.
I thought we did a good job in the run game early. They had the one run that popped on us, but for the most part, we did a good job with that. The guys up front did a good job of pressure, and we covered well. We made some big stands in the red zone, and we were able to force a penalty there to push them out of field goal range. The guys did a good job up front on the field goal block team, and we're able to force a miss. So it was a good job for us. You know, we got to still tighten some things up. We played well in the run game so far this preseason, except for a couple plays, and we got to try to tighten that up as well.
Well, for the preseason, you guys have been outstanding in the red zone area. What is it about Steve Russ and that defensive system that's helped you guys flourish?
Coach Imamura does a good job with his red zone presentation every week, and those guys prepare. Coach E, Coach Russ, Rock, and all those guys do a good job making sure that we're prepped and ready to go. And guys take a lot of pride in that spot on the field. So hopefully we can continue to play well there this year.
Well, talk a little bit about Steve Russ, the linebacking coach. He's new this season, but man, he gets you guys fired up. I know he practices with a lot of energy, but really likes to bring the juice.
Yeah, I mean he's played in the league before, and he knows what it's like, and he does a good job of keeping guys interested and alert, and he's a great coach. And I think that's something that we've always had here at great coaches. We've also had guys that are coaches that are good people, and he's a great person. And when you have a guy that combines the two, it makes for a good room.
Well, for that defense as a whole, talk a little bit about the communication, because you do have some new guys revolving in there in the backfield. How that been? Because you guys really seem to pull it together, especially like you said, tighten the red zone. The communication has to have been done good.
There's 2 young guys that have been playing, have done a good job. They listen, and they're smart, and it matters to them. And then Mike's been back there since last year. He's been around for forever. James is going into year, I think 3 or 4. Year 3. James is a stud. He's going to be really good for us this year. But those guys just do a good job of preparing and making sure during the week of practice that we're communicating and everybody's on the same page.
Well, I know you're a guy, you're constantly working on your craft. So what are some things this preseason that you've tried to get better?
Well, Coach Russ always talks about pass rush, and we work on it quite a bit. It's something that I've always tried to improve on, and hopefully this year we can make some more plays in the passing game as far as getting after the quarterback.
Yep. Well, I appreciate your time. Great game tonight. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Cool. Thanks, Cap. Appreciate it, brother. Yep.
A couple of years ago at training camp, several of us were eating at the cafeteria area at training camp, and Luke Kuechly came and sat with all of us and then got up to get some more condiments and asked everybody at our table, could he get us anything while he's up? That's a servant leader, future Hall of Famer, and the Panthers keep pounding player of the game in honor of the great former Panther, Sam Mills. Reggie Bonifant for a yard. Kuechly's pretty incredible. Timeout, New England.
He's just solid. You know, what you see on the field, and you don't really get to see all the stuff he does off the field, whether it's camps or being around kids, or just like you said, like he'll go up and he'll be talking to the security guy. And he's just an awesome guy. Got to spend some time with him this off season, and just getting to know him better. And just that's about being a Panther. That's the definition right there.
One night coming out of the stadium about 7 o'clock, and I walk out of the stadium. It's a light rain, barely raining, and I see this shadowy figure standing in the under the overhang waiting to go to his car, and there's Luke Kuechly. I said, Luke, what are you doing? You're one of the toughest men on the planet. Dude, couldn't hold it near side, and a flag down on the play. So I said, Luke, it's a good thing for you that I'm not on social media.
Just at the fingertips of Austin Duke. And sometimes, you know, it looks like, oh, man, he's just right there. But when you're running 100 miles an hour, stretching out on one leg, that's a tough catch.
Halardy to punt it to Cyrus Jones. Have you made a decision yet on the uniforms, whether you like these or not? Black pants, blue jerseys for the Panthers.
They started growing on me as the course of the game. It kind of just went away. I think this is an experiment, and I think that the jury is still out.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
It'll be exciting when regular season play begins with the home opener to see the logo at midfield. Dave Tepper's got some plans.
I know that's been a topic of conversation, and I think people are really excited to see that week 1 against Dallas.
Suboptimal punt takes a Panther bounce. Doss one of the first downfield. So the receiving room for the Panthers, deep and talented. Here's your report card for tonight, starting with Devin Funchess.
You know, Cam Newton, he spread the ball around the field. We haven't heard Funchess' name a bunch this preseason, but he got active tonight. Then found his other speed guy in Samuel, and then the old wily veteran, number 88, Greg Olsen, targeted quite a few times tonight. That's the one thing Norv Turner talked about, was that he's going to spread the ball around to whoever's hot, and tonight's a prime example of a lot of people getting a lot of touches.
Olsen's like that yellow lab that's been around the neighborhood, swum in all the creeks, knows where all the angles are. Underneath Bolden, as we approach the 2-minute warning. Pass is broken up. Now we're at the 2-minute warning. Panther football resumes from Bank of America Stadium in a moment. Gang's all here with you from Bank of America Stadium. Panthers have played well tonight, and we got a great crew up here in the booth. More about that in a second. There's Newton's line. Scary moments earlier when he went down, but Kevin Donnelly astutely reported that Newton just got something in his eye, or his eye scratched or abraded, and not any kind of neck damage. Freddie Kiger, the mayor of Chapel Hill, on stats tonight. Eric Fiddleman, our spotter. Courtney, the stage manager. Alex, our executive producer. Look out, front side pressure coming. But the pass is complete to McCarron. And then on the broadcast side, almost all of our on-air broadcasters played in the NFL.
That's a big hit by Cox right there. They kind of blanketed the inside and out. Jarris Norris on the inside, Cox on the outside. Then he probably got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, McCarron
held on to the ball, though.
Sure did. It looked like a clean hit from Demetrius Cox. Just got a shoulder into it. Did you see it that way?
I did. I mean, a lot of times when you don't see that hit coming, so as soon as he turns around, he doesn't even get his feet down when he's getting that hit. So a lot of times you get the air just knocked out of you. He almost kind of hit him with his low back rib cage. First, it kind of looked like he got that shoulder in there, but it was really his low back and the rib cage.
Definitely hope McCarron will be all right, and credit to Cox for the good tackle. At 1:45, 1st and 10. Two safeties very deep out of your screen. Hoyer to Decker. Oh, he had it and could not hang
on. Cornelder right here was in good position right on the hip of Decker. You can see there's a better angle right there, and just gets his left hand in there. When the receiver brings his hand up, you bring yours up. He comes underneath and rips it out. Good play by Elder.
Be fantastic if Elder, member of last year's draft class, could continue to make his mark. Hoyer cranks it long and middle. Patterson could not run underneath it.
Yeah, some miscommunication in the secondary. You stay on your receiver too long. When you got the deep, you got to stay back there. This Panther defense got lucky right there that the ball was long.
Elder came up as Patterson was running by him. Good look at the Panthers. Ben Jacobs mugging up in an A gap. Ladarius Gunner saying he had clean hands on the play, but the flag came in.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
DPI, defensive pass interference, a punitive penalty in the league.
You see, he's in good position. There's some hand checking going on. And sometimes when you're in good position, just believe that you're in good position. Follow your keys. If his hands go up, then your hands go up. But he didn't really need to have all that hand checking going on.
Will those two linebackers come up the middle? They do. Patterson shoe dusted by Gunner.
That's a nice makeup play by him. This is hard, covering all the way across the field like that. Nice textbook tackle.
Patriots have done a pretty nice job picking up the additional pass rushers, leaving Hoyer time. That incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 9 at 52 seconds left.
And this is important because one of the goals of this defense is to hold a team to 17 points or less. So you're sitting on the board 14 points. They're trying to get in the end zone. This is an opportunity to get that goal.
Hoyer on 3rd down. Sets up the screen. Defended beautifully. Elder.
You've seen a lot of these screens different ways coming out the backfield right there. But Cornell Elder doesn't wait for that offensive lineman to get to him. He uses his speed, his ability to get up there and make the tackle.
Pass will go for it on 4th and 13. Hoyer plants, zips it, and Carolina can kneel the game out. Takes a snap, takes a knee, and just like that, it is over. The embrace at midfield, Belichick and Rivera, a lot of respect there. And the Carolina Panthers have improved to 3-0 in the preseason, dropping the Patriots to 2-1. Final score tonight from Bank of America Stadium, 25-14 Carolina. For Mike Rucker, for Kevin Donnelly, for the rest of our crew, this is Mick Mixon saying thanks for watching and good night. You've been watching an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League. See you next week from Pittsburgh. Good night.
Watching an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League.